A man spent 200,000 yuan to build a deserted island. I personally cut down hundreds of cedars and built a suitable yurt for living. Mike drove his kayak to explore as soon as he finished buying it. But currently a temporary shelter must be built first. He directly collected high-quality trees everywhere with an iron axe and placed the cement cross foundation on open space. After the collected wood is cut and processed, it can be fixed as a foundation column on a cement-based foundation. Rows of wooden piles are connected by foot horses and short boards. The formed whole is sturdy and earthquake-resistant. Structurally, some Chinese tower construction methods were adopted. Then you can lay the floor on the entire platform, gradually acquiring a flat ground. Mike and his wife are building a small house as soon as possible. Even in rainy weather, one must work tirelessly without stopping. And the design of the appearance absorbs the form of the Mongolian yurt. Trim the entire platform into a circular shape. At this moment, the wooden fence that Mike ordered has just been delivered. Many building materials need to be delivered by ship, and the wooden fence just unfolded and surrounded the entire platform. The overall shape of the house has already taken shape. However, for safety reasons, ropes were used to connect the entire frame together. Next, we can continue to build the roof frame. Mike supports the top with 3 pivot points, continuously inserting bolts between the gaps. It can ensure that the entire structure is uniformly stressed and will not collapse. Even in the event of an earthquake, it can withstand it well. To enhance indoor lighting and ventilation, Mike cuts some borders as window frames. At this moment, the sky is drizzling with a light rain. Immediately use waterproof fabric to fall the entire room. From then on, Mike and his wife are no longer afraid of wind and rain. Also considering the situation where winter is too cold, just continue laying a layer of pure black heat, absorbing insulation cotton. Just absorb sunlight during the day to maintain warmth. Also install suction paper around the house to seal it. Add a layer of plastic cloth for aesthetics and waterproofing. Just trim the gap in the window and install a new one. Indoor lighting is not only guaranteed, but also the entire cabin has privacy. The wasteland finally feels like home. Although these tasks are heavy and complex, but the young couple is in love with their dream house. Even considering the need to prevent mosquito bites in summer, an additional layer of screen was added to the window. Freedom to have a private space at night. And in the top is capped with a transparent plastic cover. You can always stick your head out to observe the outside. The two of them also toasted to celebrate the completion of the 7th generation. However, there are still a large number of weeds and branches at the entrance of the house at present. My wife started cleaning up the garbage, stacking wooden frames into the shape of stairs, and Mike is reinforcing the overall structure below, in order to have your own home as soon as possible. The two of them have already laid a floor in the wooden house for easy sleeping, but there is no power grid in the wilderness yet. However, Mike has already prepared the solar panels. Prepare to build your own power grid. Due to being just 2 people living together, there isn't much electricity demand. A 200-watt system is currently more than sufficient. My wife is also collecting soil and various fruits and vegetables from the deserted island, preparing for large-scale planting to achieve self-reliance. At this moment, the indoor area has also entered the process of laying wood board. However, circular rooms are more complex. Mike and his wife also upgraded from a bunk bed to a makeshift bed. 2 wooden frames are covered with latex mattresses. Just bring the bedding at home to rediscover the familiar scent. Mike has already built a cabinet frame in the nearby open space. It can be filled with bottles and jars of various seasonings. Ensure that the meals we cook every day are delicious and delicious. However, there is still a considerable amount of time before the dream bedroom is built. But as long as you persist, it won't take long to complete. That day, Mike brought a large fireplace and pickup truck. Decided to complete the installation before winter arrives. When Mike was applying cement, meanwhile his wife Sherry laid bricks on the side. After completing 1 layer, continue to add a 2nd layer. Create an insulation layer to prevent excessive floor temperature. The couple collected small stones on their way home. It can be pasted under the tiles to make the structure more stable. Then place the fireplace above the tiles. Cut a gap at the corresponding position of the pipeline. It can guide the smoke from the fireplace to the outside. Mike also cut thick pieces of tree roots, stacked up to serve as a staircase, making it easier to continue construction. Just add fuel wood to the fireplace. It can keep the room warm in winter and cool in summer, and keep it dry indoors. Above can also be used as stir-fry dishes made with iron plates. Sitting comfortably around the house enjoying the pleasure. Afterwards his wife Sherry gained 1 more. And Mike also picked up a pair of twin kittens on the way. Mike also used excess wood directly. The twin brothers no longer need to wander. You can play happily in the warm wooden house every day, but with the increase of indoor electricity consumption, the original 2 solar panels are no longer sufficient. We added 4 more to expand our own power grid system. Afterwards, we also plan to build sharp turbines for power generation to meet the electricity demand of the entire island. After 6 months of island reclamation, Mike's wood processing ability is already impeccable. Cut down the trees into flat wooden boards, and the small trunk serves as the tree beam. A primitive bookshelf is completed. Green plants and souvenir decorations. Wife Sherry collects firewood every day. It has already filled the entire logging plant, capable of withstanding the cold of this winter. On the other side, Mike is processing wood and making furniture. Skilled techniques quickly created a kitchen sink rack and connect the pipeline directly to the underground, convenient to directly discharge kitchen waste. At present, the two are still using bottled purified water. For couples who don't use much water, it's more than enough. Cleverly designed wooden house structures are not affected in any way, as the indoor space is almost depleted. Mike can only move into the main beam and plans to build a second floor. These high-quality woods are carbonized by a campfire. Can guarantee that it will not rot for more than 10 years. And extend the surrounding walls. The platform formed above can serve as the second floor. The original large flat has been transformed into a loft apartment. After laying the beams wood board, the indoor living space has increased significantly. Finally, cut off the excess wood. A hammock can also be hung in the space below. Go upstairs through the homemade wooden staircase. Further improvement in space utilization efficiency. However, new problems emerged one after another. Due to the geographical location surrounded by the sea, it is difficult to obtain fresh water. My wife plans to collect rainwater through sloping eaves, and it is transported to the large water tank through pipeline connection. Every rainy day, one can obtain a considerable amount of freshwater resources for 2 people to use. However, the wooden house is still too monotonous at present. Meekan planted thick branches on both sides of the road home. Then fixed the wooden board inside the tree with screws. And according to this framework, we plan to expand the outdoor terrace. A bonfire was also built not far from our doorstep. Can be used for heating, grilling, and eating barbecue. It can also carbonize wood to increase its service life. Next, lay wooden boards on the ground above. But the waterproof performance of the carbonized wooden board is also good. After being polished and trimmed by Mike, after simple cleaning there are already molds and samples. It won't be long before the 2 of them can live in their dream house. In order to enter the house with more grandeur, stairs and railings have been installed to facilitate climbing onto the outdoor terrace. But this also gives the wild bear, Big Bear, a chance to enter his home. To prevent future troubles, Mike plans to build an electric fence. As a 20-year electrician master, is there a computer that can be easily detected by just touching it? Although the electric fence needs to be disconnected every time I enter or exit the house. But at least it can protect the wooden house from being looted. And the most common food the 2 of them ate on the island was chicken oil fungus. Whether cooking soup or stir-frying dishes, they are both very delicious. But be careful with unfamiliar mushrooms. Besides, the couple also wants to have some fun on the island. Just picked up a plastic net from the sea. Only in the yard not far from home. Play badminton after meals every day. It can not only strengthen physical fitness, but also promote relationships. Mike plans to continue expanding after owning the entrance staircase. The entire dome-shaped wooden house extends with frames around it. Cut wooden boards on the pavement. The seams are neatly cut. Lau Mai and his wife have gained more activity space. And an eaves frame was also installed above the entrance porch. Every rainy day, it won't turn into a drenched chicken. Animals on deserted islands going out to escape rooms have become even more dangerous. Mike plans to build a small villa for his cat. The pure wooden structure is equipped with wire mesh. There are also stairs and steps added internally. Even Shangdagwan has no way to deal with them. We also set up a separate passage for Xiaomi to enter Canada. With the increasing number of adopted stray animals, the generated waste of rice cakes can also be utilized. Lau Mai immediately collected wood and surrounded it into a planting pot chip. Laying soft and high-quality soil can grow various fruits and vegetables. Just collect weeds from the sea and crush them every day. Plus the poop produced by the little brats. Organic fruits and vegetables can grow rapidly. My wife is also building a fence to make the entire vegetable garden more beautiful and safe. In order to take a hot bath every day, Mike placed the stainless steel bathtub on a wooden board. Heating is done through a stove nearby. Heat is quickly conducted into the bathtub. Whether it's stir-frying or cooking, I immediately felt the charm of the earthen stove. Whether it's rolling dough or stuffing, the skillful technique is unbelievable. Wait quietly to get delicious xiaolongbao. I haven't even forgotten the step of dipping vinegar. The two of them also decided to build a bigger one with bricks, wooden and brick mixed frame. Above, a large amount of mud is applied to prevent heat loss. Old wheat skillfully blows to make the flames more vigorous. A huge oven paired with baked pizza or corn. Their deserted island cabin is constantly expanding. That day, Lao Mai planted plum blossom stakes all over the ground, and trim it to the same height with a chainsaw, connected by wooden boards and blocks above. You can lay wooden boards and trim them into a circle. Then the door frames and walls were also sent for printing one after another. Just wrap the fence around the entire cabin. Connect the door frame and door again. The framework of the entire wooden house is completed. Then use steel cables and tile edges as support points. Build a roof frame at the top. Lao Mai casually took out a piece of ancestral plastic cloth. Add another layer to enhance insulation. Around it, insulation cotton can be used to resist the cold of winter. At this time, the purchased fireplace has also arrived at the dock. Moving to the home can keep the indoor warm. Can be used as a small bedroom to spend the winter. Next, let's go to the side of the yurt and build a happy wooden house. Fix the horizontal beam with 3 beams to build a wooden wall. The internal space has privacy. The ground is paved with bricks for easy walking. Ensure cleanliness every day in the wilderness. With the arrival of a blizzard in winter, the wooden house of Lao Mai's family is also receiving tobacco. Fortunately, the structure of the wooden house can quickly allow snow to slide down. At night, you can use the earthen stove to start a fire. Baking pizza and bacon and naan are both their favorites, and the idle time was not wasted either. All used to expand the farm in front of their own doorstep, intending to achieve self-sufficiency in fruits and vegetables. One anniversary since buying a deserted island, Lao Mai also decided to propose to his girlfriend on this day, being able to stay away from the city and live in the mountains for each other. They also felt the thinness of the earth, decided to build a warmer and stronger wooden house. Lao Mai has already transported the materials to the island. After building the foundation, begin construction on top. Although this bedroom may seem small, actually the interior is very small. But for winter, the insulation performance is much stronger. This wooden house has chosen a damaged structure. Just knock and tap the structural components. You can fix the framework on the foundation. Then stack the wooden boards together. Fortunately, these damaged wood hairs have already been completed. 2 people can easily handle it in just 1 morning. Then lay the wooden boards on the internal floor. Reserve space for windows and doors. By nightfall, only the roof remained unfinished. After a simple night's rest, the couple. The next morning, the topping out ceremony was also completed quickly. Transfer the mattress from the yurt to the wooden house again. Just put some furniture on and you can move in immediately. The couple who are afraid of the cold also installed a fireplace. It can also maintain a temperature over 20 degrees Celsius at home. Lao Mai deserted island has made some progress in development, but the next step will be even more explosive construction. The couple who enjoy taking baths every day plan to build a sauna room. Lao Mai used honeycomb bricks to build the foundation. Then mix some homemade cement. Apply to the bottom and gaps and wait for dry to form. My wife laid a circle of bricks above, and at this moment, Lao Mai is cutting the wooden board. Put it on bricks to make a frame. Thinner wooden chips can be laid around as wall panels. Simply trim with a chainsaw. You can get a neat wooden wall. The roof at the top is also made in the same way. The space formed can already accommodate steel pipes below. It can emit a large amount of smoke and heat. The simple and compact sauna room is now complete. The extra space on the side can also store firewood. However, considering the privacy of the sauna room, an additional door has been added. The bottom heating area also adopts the form of a fireplace. A lit bonfire can provide continuous heating for the sauna room. Paired with a homemade bathtub, it can be considered top-notch decompression. And Lao Mai also had bolder ideas. After cutting the fish slices and mushrooms, he placed them on a mesh. After closing the sauna, it becomes a huge steamer. These are the favorites of stray dogs. Bake the collected logs over fire. Can enhance durability and serve as the foundation for a new house. Then use wooden boards to build the framework. The upper part is constructed using a damaged mortar structure. Just knock and tap. No need for cement pouring. And Lao Mai considered the issue of internal lighting. The positions for doors and windows have already been reserved in advance. The wooden boards on the roof have already been arranged. The entire framework is very sturdy, and the wife wants to increase the utilization of indoor space. It is easy to reach through the connection of stairs. The small wooden house has become a loft apartment. The couple who are afraid of the cold must arrange a fireplace. Ceramic tiles are laid around to prevent the wooden wall from overheating. And the wife also moved furniture and decorations into the house. Lam Mai baked a few wooden boards to reinforce the roof and wrap it up. This exquisite little wooden house is still a mystery to anyone who looks at it. And the two of them have been on the island for 2 years now. They finally added a new population. Therefore, Lau Mai must work harder every day to catch seafood. Even watering, fertilizing, and planting fruits and vegetables cannot be careless, and expanded the entire power system to 8 panels. Enough to meet the daily needs of a family of 3. Although we only eat fresh big crabs every day, but for a family that can always be together. They also plan to spend the rest of their lives here peacefully. How would you plan to build your deserted island?